So for me, it's all about the disruptors. The disruptors are great at identifying areas of status quo that need disrupting through the use of technology. And then like a double whammy, at the touch of a button, they can scale up all of the IT infrastructure they need to run their business in the cloud. So they're digital native from the get-go. They're not carrying their legacy systems with them, they're much more agile, and they're not carrying that overhead. So the pressure is all about, how do I get my business going? How do I get my content to my customers and my customers to my content, regardless of their geography, regardless of their language, regardless of their device? That's the pressure.
So we spend a lot of time talking to businesses about AI, IoT, the cloud. What they're failing to recognize is the importance of the network. And in doing so, they're really building their digital transformation on sand. What I mean by that is organizations need to think really carefully about the infrastructure in which they build digital transformation. It needs to have high availability and it needs to be agile as the applications that are running on top of it.
In our view, the digital transformation that's taking place across industries has its foundation in 4 pillar technologies. These are cloud, big data, social, and mobility. On top of that, we are seeing the emergence of innovation accelerators. Technologies like AI, IoT, next generation security, AR, VR, and blockchain. Technologies that really build on top of the pillars. We see that organizations are looking to leverage this abundance of technology to become what we call a digital native enterprise. An organization that innovates at pace, empowers the workforce to make customer-centric decisions very quickly, and takes an ecosystem approach to running the business. We expect that 75% of European organizations will have transformed into digital native enterprises by 2027. At the same time, we see that pressure is building, as the focus of digital transformation is shifting from strategy development to execution. A recent IDC survey revealed that 70% of UK CEOs are now under significant pressure to deliver a successful digital transformation strategy. The success of digital transformation and the adoption of new technology, be it cloud, big data, IoT or AR and VR, have one thing in common. They all depend on a capable network. And at the same time, they are redefining network requirements. Today's enterprise networks have typically not been architected for cloud-centric environments. Complexity is becoming a major challenge in terms of managing multiple networks and services, as well as deploying or upgrading sites and features. At the same time, organizations are struggling with cost and security. So the digital native enterprise will require a digital native network to support its transformation. And this network needs to be more flexible to immediately respond to changing requirements. It will need to be more manageable, reducing complexity, providing increased visibility, and allowing end users to take direct action. It needs to be more scalable, so that it can adapt to growing requirements. It needs to improve cost effectiveness, to balance accelerating requirements with much flatter budgets. And finally, all this needs to be done in a highly secure manner. Most organizations recognize this need for network transformation. However, many are struggling with the business case. Too often, the network is perceived as a cost center and is invisible to much of the organization, and that includes senior management. The network should be positioned as a driver and an integral component of digital transformation, and the business case for network transformation should be built on that premise.